Don't look under the internet.
Cool.
It is. I'm turning this house into a hippie den. The next thing I have to do is get Woodstock back.
And have it in your house.
Yeah, the entirety of Woodstock. Not
right
the
there.
concert, the stupid yellow bird from fucking
Snoopy?
the Peanuts. Yeah, it's Snoopus.
Snoopus.
Snupples.
Hello.
King Snupples.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet, a podcast where that's Doug.
Hi.
I'm Michael. And with us, like a phoenix from the ashes, he has risen. It's Jason.
Hello, everybody.
Everyone clap at no, we don't need the soundboard for this.
That was a funny joke.
Thank you.
They really love it.
Wow, yeah, they're still going. Wow.
Wow, this is a long one.
That is the long one.
I've been working on my type 5 and that shows. No, but it's nice to have our boy back.
I am so fucking excited to be back. It's been a month. It was a nice break. It was well needed, but I definitely missed spending my Tuesdays getting drunk and talking creepy shit. with
Only
these
we
two
don't have
fuckers.
booze this time.
We
so-
don't, but that's okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as
We're
we
going
go.
in dry.
Bite the pillow, everybody.
You know what else has been gone for too long? Beep 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 beep
Oh.
beep 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 beep. That was Nickelodeon thing.
It was
TMZ. You know him?
Yeah, I don't know him
You know him?
personally.
You know him? Well, TMZ's got the scoop. Turns out, famous actor John Hamm decided he wanted to dip his toes into comedy a little bit. So he went on stage and tried to really do his like type 5 for his fucking this audience, and the audience just hated all of his material. Like, he fucking bombed. They grilled his ass so hard he ended up being a roasted ham.
You could do better.
That took a second.
You could, yeah,
for me
you,
to get out.
you could do better.
You could do better. You fucking come up with one.
No, that's your bit.
is your bit.
Diluti.
Clap
Housekeeping.
above your head.
Yes. We have a new Patreon
Hell yeah.
that I want to go ahead and yell thank you at because you came in right on recording day, so you got lucky, punk. Hello, I think it's Celie the Witch.
Celie the Witch.
Celli. Celie.
Celie?
The Witch. It's Celia. Celia.
I don't know.
You're a witch, and you're giving us $5 a month, which is super dope. Thank you very, very much. It's so kind of you. You're the wonderful person. All of you are wonderful people, but today you're more wonderful. Wonderful person whose name I can't really say because I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm just going to call you Cecily the Witch.
Sicily the Witch.
Sicily the Witch.
Like the pizza place.
Exactly, Jason. So how
Like
has
at a
your
pizza.
how has your vacation been away from this toxic, the toxic group that is Doug and I?
Well, I will say I definitely got a lot more sleep.
That sounds about right.
So that was nice. Didn't do a whole lot. Literally, there were days where I would be sitting down and I would just go like, "Oh fuck, I have to." And then, oh no, I don't have to edit tonight. I'm on vacation. So that was super nice.
Did you just talk to like?
I just sat in our den, our empty den, and I just talked like I was recording a podcast.
You had headphones plugged into nothing,
Pretending like I was answering people, just so I like stayed, with it.
Well,
still had
what's
that
in
tone.
your den now?
Yeah.
Huh?
What is your den now?
It's where the futon goes when we're not using it to make a super bed.
Super bed.
Yes.
All right.
We built
all
forts. We basically turned into children for the last month, which was fucking awesome.
It sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
And now we just stole that away from you.
I know.
To bring
So
you back
thank
into
you.
this.
right. The real vacation was away from us, not the podcast.
The real vacation
no.
was the friends you made along the way.
I missed all of our listeners. I just want to be very clear.
They
about
missed
that.
you. I was saying we got a whole fuckload of messages like, "Woo, Jason's back," and
Yes,
I'm
I
over
am.
here like, "Where's all this fucking excitement for me? I'm here every fucking week."
That's why they're not
know?
excited. 'Cause
Selfish.
You're here every
You're all selfish, or not selfish. You just love Jason more, and I see how it is. That's understandable. I do too. What are we?
We are
Hi.
flesh bags. Hi.
What are we talking about today,
I'm
boys?
Doug.
Hi.
And you might be.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
Damn it.
What are we talking about today?
Hi, I'm Mary.
No, you're Jason.
That's
And I'm
Doug.
Doug.
And this is Mike. Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet, everybody.
No. It's welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet. Don't look under the internet.
Oh, right.
Diluty.
Welcome to Diluty. I'm Jason. This is Doug.
And I'm
that's
Mary.
Mike. Oh, that's
Hi, I'm Mary.
Damn it.
That's
Mary.
that's
damn it, Mary.
surprise. That's what we're covering today. Hi, it me, Merrill Harold.
Harold.
Merrill Harold.
Hi, we're covering Hi, I'm Mary. Oh my God.
I have not heard this name since we first discovered all of this creepy, weird shit back in like when we were watching Nexpo. And he actually does have a video on this. Unfortunately, we couldn't use it for this because it cuts off pretty short.
I haven't heard of this since LBJ was president.
So like a week ago?
Yeah, about.
Okay.
We have gone back in time actually for this episode.
Yeah, we had to. You'll see why.
Yeah. I mean, so what is Hi, Mary?
I have no idea.
Whoa.
I didn't even do any research for this.
All right. Well, as always, linktree.com/dilutipod.
You heard
I
it
hope
here
you-
first.
I hope you guys learned a lot.
You fucking figure it out.
That's going to be our new MO.
Yada,
Just
yada, yada.
Sign on, sign off.
Yeah.
Give them the topic and then let them figure it out.
We give you the topic. You do all the work. You give us the money.
Today we're talking Hi, I'm Mary. You fucking figure it out. Good night, everybody.
And we're done.
Yep.
Perfect.
What be? What is Mary?
Okay, so Hiimmarymary
Where do we start?
is something that probably a word that we actually haven't used too much in this setting before. We're going to call this an unfiction.
Yep.
Which is a lot of fun. Very similar to an ARG without the ARG elements,
Yes.
although there's maybe a little bit of that
There's
going
some.
on.
Trigger warnings as well, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah, I mean,
As with most of our topics.
Yeah.
so basically this whole story takes place over like across Twitter and YouTube. There's I think 15 videos, is maybe 15
19.
19 total,
videos.
yeah.
You can probably watch it all in about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
There's only like 2 that are really long, and I got them.
I got
Mike
a
is-
15-minute.
All right, I take it back. There's 3 that are really long, and I got 2 of them.
None of mine were more than 9 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. So either way,
You can knock this shit out, dog.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fairly quick. It's really fun. But it started on Twitter, and it was just a regular old account. Hi, I'm Mary. And it seemed like she was having some problems. Basically, she starts a Twitter to see.
You can still find it. The ad is, hi, this is Mary.
Yeah,
Mary.
yeah. But basically, she starts a Twitter to basically see if there was anyone else on the internet or anywhere for that matter.
Yep.
I lied. It's, hi, there I am, Mary.
Yeah, cool.
At,
Thanks.
hi, there I am,
At,
Mary.
hi, there I am,
Go
Mary.
at her, see if she responds.
She might not ever.
That was a roller coaster.
But she, so this all starts in June 28th of 2016. So this is, about 6 years old now.
Yeah.
But basically her 4th Twitter post actually ends up linking to her YouTube. And that's where we start this crazy roller coaster. Basically the Twitter does follow along with the videos that we're going to talk about, and add some extra stuff into her day-to-day well-being, but it's kind of like posts about the video, posts in between the video.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too much into it. So, but yeah, that's kind of where we find ourselves starting with this whole thing.
The whole beginning.
The whole beginning. This is where we start at the beginning of the whole start of this whole beginning.
So, speaking of these videos, I know we've been mentioning these videos. We'll get to them. Don't worry. Before we do, I wanted to set up something a little bit, and it's just about the house that she's in. So, one of the things that doesn't give anything fucking away. It starts with Mary basically waking up in this house. She says that it looks a little bit like her parents' house, but almost like if it's a copy of it. Like there's a few things that are off here and there. But the biggest thing about it is she can't leave it. She can't open the doors. She can't break the windows.
Although we never see proof.
We never see her.
She never hucks a rock through a window.
Well, she doesn't show that, but she definitely shows her like fucking yanking on the door and shit.
I'm just saying, I'm a man that needs visual proof. Huck
It's
a rock
locked,
through a
bro.
window. I'm not going to take your word for it, dude. You got to
Unlock it.
You're like that picture that's going around. That's it's a guy who basically texts his landlord and he says like, "Hey, the hot water's not working."
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, can you send me pics? What are you talking about?" And he sent it back a picture of the faucet running. It says, "It looks like this, but it's not hot." That's what that was.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I work.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
fucking phenomenal.
The inner workings of my mind, Jason.
So anyway, this house seems you can't get out. Seems also that nothing can get in. However, as we will find, there are already things inside.
Hold on, Rorschach.
Yes, but reverse.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Pretty much.
Actually, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Good. But yeah, so that's just kind of a little bit background on this house. Apparently a lot of people on Reddit were having trouble following, like, okay, wait, is this her parents' house or is this the house that she gets sent to? And I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, yes is the answer you're looking for here. So I just wanted to clear the air there, but let's go ahead and fucking dump into these videos, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been good boys.
Okay, so now that the house has its backstory, let's go ahead and dump into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, which is the videos.
The stew.
The stew, yeah. It's actually just it's a soup, and you use that to intake the media you need.
We're going to dump the stew of this whole thing into you people.
With a turkey baster.
Ooh.
I have several. I get them for free from work. Anyway, so video
Why?
one. We'll cover that.
No.
What?
Why?
Well, I'll go over that. I'll go over that later, but it's fine. So video one is simply named Hello. And this is basically the introduction of Mary to the series. She introduces herself a little bit, but the only thing is she doesn't talk. It's just it's a video of her in like random rooms in this house walking around. And there's a text on the video that pops up.
The scene of the crime.
There's text that pops up throughout the entire video, and this is what it says. Hello, my name is Mary. I don't know if anyone can see this. I woke up here last week with barely any memory of who I am, where this is, how I got here. I only know a few things. My name is Mary, and I think this is my parents' house, or at least a copy. Some things don't check out. So when this kind of pops up on the screen, it shows Mary walking from one room to the basement door where she opens it and she stops for a second. And you hear kind of like shudder, and she starts to head downstairs. And right after this last piece of text pops up on the screen, it cuts immediately to another scene where more text pops up and says, I can't get outside. The doors won't open. And it shows her like rattling the door handle. I've tried to break the windows. I don't understand what's going on. I haven't met or seen any other people. I found a camera and I've been recording things to keep myself occupied. Sorry I don't show my whole face. I'm shy. The computers work. I can't see if anyone else is posting anything. It's like I'm completely alone on the internet. I don't know if anyone's out there. Hello? I don't know what to do. I need to get out of here. During the day, nothing happens. But at night, things are very different. And right at the very end of this video, we meet a big bad evil guy, an antagonist.
A big bad Beetleborg.
Yes, a big bad Beetleborg shows up.
Jay Leno just punches his way into the fucking room because he's the villain in the big bad Beetleborg.
I forgot about that.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
He's not really, but he looks just like him. Go look it up, people.
Oh, you fucking could have fooled me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I know.
I guess you're right.
So yeah, Jay Leno shows up. No, this veiled like woman like shows up for a split second, and it goes right back to the text, and it says, "I don't think I'm alone in here." And that's the entirety of video 1, which is
flip.
introducing us to everything. So you kind of get some backstory. You get where Mary is. You know that you realize that she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know where she came from. She doesn't know how she got there. She doesn't know how to get out. So a lot of questions that we need to answer.
Only 18 more videos, guys.
Only 18
Yeah, we
more.
got this.
We here.
Speaking of, let's go to video 2, which is called Dislikeness. I love my notes for this because I can tell I was getting really tired because all this says is peanut butter respawns. So for all of you that are watching
out
along
why.
with us, or have not seen this yet, basically this entire video is basically to show off some of the house's tricks. And one of them shows like a cupboard, and there's a jar of peanut butter, and she reaches in, and Mary grabs it, pulls it out, closes the door, turns around, waits for a couple of seconds, and turns right back around to open the door, and the exact same jar of peanut butter is sitting in the cupboard. So it literally just says like, well, at least I won't starve or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess that's good.
It's like the house is trying to keep her alive.
Yeah, or at least like in there, which I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. You also see her like sitting in front of this door, and she's just like tapping out, and I actually caught on to it. If you listen to it, she's tapping out SOS on the door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another piece of text pops up that says lights only work at night sometimes. And it shows her like scattering flashlights fucking everywhere. And then you see her like rummaging through these books, and she says, I'm trying to find out who I am.
With that kind of optimism?
I know.
am I?
She's like, well, I'm stuck in this house.
Who
and
I is?
I might as well figure out who I am. Let's read these books I didn't write.
What that is?
God damn it.
There it is. I knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming.
What that is?
I got that love it pound
So as Mary is trying to quote unquote figure out who she is through these books, it then cuts to her in the bathroom where I think she's brushing her teeth or like washing her face or some shit like that.
She drops the soap.
She drops the soap for lack of a better term. She steps away from the mirror and she comes back to it, and she notices that the reflection in the mirror has like a fake face on it. It's like all done up with lipstick. It looks super fucked up, and it just starts cackling and laughing at her.
I love the way that it moves too.
Yeah,
it's very.
It's just like all glitchy, but
Yeah.
like not like
it's very Ring-esque.
like hard cut movement, like kind of hard to describe.
It's I don't know if you could glitch while walking like that or moving.
Maybe
or
if,
whatever.
like imagine you're lagging out in a video game.
Yeah, this is to me what it looks like just before somebody disappears into the back rooms.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I think this looks like. So she's freaking out and like glitching all around, just laughing at Mary. And basically she's laughing at her for the rest of the fucking day until the sun goes down, and it shows her in her bed like trying to get it to stop, and it just won't. And some text pops up and it says, I want to break the mirrors. But in very, very, very hard to read text behind that, it says, she is so much prettier than me. Which,
sad.
I don't think so, because that thing looked fucked up. Video 3 is just called Good Night. This kind of goes over what happens at night. This is where our situation starts kind of like picking up, definitely defining itself a little bit more and making everybody a little bit more terrified of this house that she's in. So Mary says that she doesn't sleep at night anymore. She does crafts and a bunch of other things to kind of help pass the time. She sets alarms so she can wake up in time for night because she doesn't want to be caught asleep at night ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable with weird laughy person. Just
Well, let's add another one into the mix.
Yep.
Yeah.
please don't. But go on. I know
Well,
you
here we
have
go.
to.
It literally just it shows that little bit of text, and then it shows what you assume to be is Mary's feet, like in bed. She lays down, and all of a sudden you see like a shadow start to darken, and this shadow figure starts to like creep up onto the top.
it's
like,
very
onto
creepy.
the foot of her bed, and starts making its way basically like perched on top until it cuts, and that's the entirety of that video.
I will say that video, like, there were actually a couple parts of this that like actually kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Most definitely.
It's like
We
all so dark, and then
we touched on her just briefly, but the veiled lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've got another one coming.
I got a bunch.
We all do.
There's a ton with her, and they're all fucking terrifying. But yeah, so that is the good night video. So now video 4, which is called "The Darkness Moves," it opens up and it shows Mary sitting in like a ring of the. She's turning herself into a Christmas tree. Is what's happening. There's like a ring of these Christmas lights plugged in, and it's like emitting this glow, and she's holding a candle or like a lamp or something. And it cuts to her checking rooms. I think it's upstairs. I can't remember. But she leaves and she's turning on all of these lights after this experience with like the Shadow, which I think we'll just call him the Shadow from now on, or Shadow Man.
Yeah, I think that's what I have.
Shadowman.
Shadowman. Saul Shadowman.
Attorney at law.
Saul Shadman.
No.
Shadded.
No. You should stop that.
Okay. Anyway, so Mary's sitting in this protective ring of lights after seeing this terrifying shadow, and it cuts to her turning on a bunch of lights in the house, and she's opening doors, checking them. There's this one room she goes to, and she opens the door, and it's dark, and she like shudders for a second, almost like she's afraid of the room, and she like sneaks a hand in there, turns the light on. She's like, okay, cool. Lets it stay, goes, turns some more lights on, turns around to see the light is now off again. So she's like, what the fuck? So she goes and
No.
turns it on again, turns some more lights on, comes back, the light's off.
You never go turn a light back on for a third time. If it's off the second time, you call it a day. You just don't go in that room.
That room might as well be on fire for the rest of your life.
Close the door and board it.
Yeah.
You're done.
That room does not exist.
Hey, we'll call back.
So she keeps doing this, and eventually she comes to it and turns the light on, and as she does, the fucking Shadowman is just chilling in the center of the room, and he freaks the fuck out of her, so she turns the lights back off and runs. So the video cuts here, and I thought this was going to be like, you know, most of these videos, it's got like one, maybe two like scary parts, especially for these shorter ones. I was like, okay, so that's that one. Cool. I'm going to lower my guard now, and I'm just going to see what information comes from the rest of this video. So it goes to Mary, who's at her kitchen table now, and she's just kind of sitting there, and she goes to her basement door, and she like stops, and she mutters something unintelligible, and turns around, and the chair she was just sitting in is like right behind her. She's like, what the fuck? So she picks it up, she takes it to the kitchen table, and as she turns around, the basement door she was just near is like swinging open. And I was like, okay, oh fuck. As she does this, she like walks over to it and she looks down the stairs, and it's like super fucking pitch black downstairs. And these like dark veins start like working their way out of the darkness kind of slowly at first. And then as soon as Mary makes a noise, they like jolt forwards towards her. She books it the fuck upstairs, runs into the bathroom with the light on, and she just sits there and she waits and waits. And then it starts to like come under the door. And then the very last shot of this video, it shows it basically like full sprint towards her. The camera goes black. It's all staticky and glitchy, and that's it. So something happened there.
She done got.
She did get got. And this is super unfortunate for me because I only have 2 videos left. And after that, my knowledge fucking ends. So video 5 is called Worse, which how could it get worse?
Worse.
What are you talking about? This one starts just at fucking full sprint. It hits the ground running, and it basically shows Mary walking around her kitchen. As she walks by the camera and past like a hallway, the veiled lady appears in the background, and then she walks back the other way, she disappears. And then it cuts again, and like the lights go out, and it shows her with the camera, and she's like freaking the fuck out about what to do, and she sees the veiled lady eventually after searching her house for a bit. And then once the veiled lady notices her, that's when she kind of like jumps out from where she is and starts dead sprinting after Mary. Just like we were saying, like the glitchy walk, like from the ring, like it's very fucking freaky. And she chases her all the way upstairs, where she shuts the door again. There's a bunch of banging, loud noises on the door, and then it goes silent. So she opens it again, and she's like, "Okay, cool. There's nothing here." she drops her flashlight at some point, so she goes to like go.
always do.
I know, and as soon as I fucking
Just
saw that,
fucking
I'm
grip
like,
your shit,
"Oh,
man."
why'd you do that?" She goes to get it. The veiled lady shows the fuck back up, like you might imagine, and then basically like drags her out of the bathroom and down the stairs, and that's where the video ends for this one. So something's fucking happening to Mary.
Yeah, she's getting like body slammed.
She basically joined a WWE match that she didn't know was going on.
just woke up and it's just Hell in a Cell. It's like, wait, what? And then
You just see mankind coming from the ceiling like,
it's gotta be Kane. It just comes out.
One more video. This one's called Daily Life Update. This one is way, way, way more tame compared to the rest. It's a bit longer, but that's okay. Basically, it just goes over like what she's doing to keep herself occupied, and it shows her like timing herself, sprinting around the house, so she knows exactly how long it takes to get around places, which is super fucking smart. She's like doing crafts and shit like that, and then you see her sit down in like this blue dress, and she sits in front of a mirror. And it's almost like she's trying to get the mirror lady. I mean, I forget
The beauty.
I watched the beauty. Yeah. I forget who coined her that. I think it was Matt Pat on YouTube. I watched one of his videos on this, and he did a really good job about
Coined
it.
her this.
I just called her Perfect Mary.
Perfect Mary?
Yeah.
That works. Any of these, the beauty, Mirror Mary, Perfect Mary, they all follow the same fucking
Mirror
vein.
Mary's a fun one. Sounds like a villain, like a Batman villain or something.
Mirror Mary.
You don't like Perfect Mary because like Perfect Cell.
Cell.
Oh. I like all of these.
All of these are fine now.
This is a good podcast episode. I like this.
So glad you're back.
I'm
So
glad
many
I'm back
different
too, buddy.
opinions running around the room right now.
But yeah, so it shows her doing these very mundane things, very weird things by any standard stretch of the imagination. And then, as she's confronting Mirror Lady, you see like this arm shoot out of the mirror with a knife, like it's trying to fucking kill Mary. And it comes like it goes back to the mirror, and she's laughing. And the gist of this one is this Mirror Lady is making Mary feel bad.
Yes, 100%.
The very last scene of this, you basically see her like walking around in circles trying to open the door to the outside like every 10 minutes. And eventually the very last scene you see is her gripping the door handle and just screaming at the door like she's losing her fucking mind.
I mean, I would too.
Straight losing her shit.
Same. I mean,
Lose yourself for the music the most. She's
better
getting
never let
pumped
this
up to
go.
some fucking Eminem, and they're like, "I'm gonna fucking kick this Perfect Mary's ass. Let's do this."
but yeah, that's the end of the 6th video. Oh yeah, that one was called Daily Life Update, in case you were wondering, / following along.
All right, so we're going to jump straight into the 7th video, and this video is entitled Sleepwalker. So,
Not to be confused with the comic book Sleepwalker, which partners
Niche.
with Spider-Man
Niche.
sometimes.
perfect. Could not have called that sound effect at a better time.
I hope none of those show up.
Oh, we made sure they're going to show up.
Yeah, we double triple checked. No worries there, Mike.
God damn it. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna jump into video 7. Like I said, it's called Sleepwalker, and it opens up, and you see Mary just typing in the dark on her computer, just tip tapping away, and then it kind of cuts to her. It's like it's jumping from like day to night in this one, kind of. So then you see her filming herself like doing nothing, and she's just like, "Geez, I'm like so fucking bored." Like,
I mean, yeah, I'd be fucking bored too. Aside for at night.
right, and she has a phone with Twitter on it. I'd just be on my phone all fucking day.
Yeah.
But so she just is super bored, and then it cuts back to her kind of walking around at night, and then you just see the shadow person just like lurking like in the kitchen, and she kind of starts like talking to it. Like she's finally not running away from it. She's just like kind of like being
Hi,
like,
I'm Mary.
that is exactly
Mary.
verbatim what she says to it. And then you see this text that pops up on the screen, and it says, "You must never stop moving." And then it cuts to her again in a new scene. Says, and she's like trying to like sleep on the couch or like take a nap. It almost seems like, because it's daytime,
Right.
and obviously she doesn't want to sleep during the night.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like she can't sleep, so she kind of like throws the pillow. She gets all upset, and then she kind of just starts talking about how fucking bored she is again, and she's still doing nothing. And then it cuts back tonight, and now you see her start to move away from the shadow person. She like starts to go upstairs, and then it shows this clip of it like, you know, crawling like up the stairs at her. And then it's just like constant back and forth video clips of the shadow person following her and interacting with her like when she's doing things. Like I think this is the one where she's sitting on the couch, and like the thing just like bends over to her fucking face and just starts screaming. Caught me super off guard, tripped me the fuck out.
Jesus.
But yeah, like it's just screaming. And then yeah, she says she never wanted to do it in the first place. You see the text pop up, and it's like, "What you talking about, Willis?" Wait, let me try that again. What you talking about, Mary?
There you go.
But
We're doing
yeah.
Hi, I'm Willis next week.
That's fine. But that's the end of video 7. So like there's this like weird the next couple of videos like really kind of lead up to some crazy shit. But
Willis.
that one get you?
Yeah, I got him for sure. You can tell when he puts his fingers on his nose, like right
Yep.
above, like right below his glasses.
The step after that is to take the glasses off because he's crying.
Yeah. He hasn't got there. He's drinking right now. That's a bold choice.
You were playing Russian roulette, my friend.
I just
gonna
imagine
spit
2 Willis
everywhere.
Towers. Just I'm Willis. I'm Willis.
Oh, I just had a terrible thought. I'm not even gonna go there. All right. Nope. No 9/11 jokes today.
We wait for 9/11 for that.
Yeah. Just you wait. The 9/11 episode is going to be nuts. All right. So I don't know what it's going to be, but
It's going to be 9/11.
you think there's a 9/11 here? No. That's where that's.
We can
is
cover
it
the-
too
hope
soon
not.
still.
We can cover the Nicolas Cage movie where he was in. Wasn't it? He
He
in
was the
building?
second tower, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, yo.
What the fuck were we talking about?
We're on video 8, which I haven't even started talking about.
Okay,
yet.
good. At least we didn't like completely derail you.
Tangents. I've
I'm
missed
back,
these.
everybody.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Jesus fuck. Okay, so we move on to not 9/11, but video 8.
Video 8/11.
Video 8 of 11.
Oh man.
Except there's 19. Okay, so video 8. Back on track. This video is called Discovery. Basically, the first thing you see is, I'm going to call her Shadow Mary, not the veiled lady.
Please do, because
it's-
my mind just exploded, and I have a theory on why this whole thing is called Hiimmarymary. Let's call her Shadow Mary because it helps with my theory.
I know where you're going with that, actually.
I do too. And
Oh man, I thought I might just had brain blast, but
no, I think you're onto something.
I think it's supposed to be that, what you're thinking
okay,
it is.
okay.
But anyways, so video 8 is Discovery. We see Shadow Mary calling out to Mary in the opening shot. And basically Mary decides she's going to go in and just kind of lock herself in the bathroom. So she's just like chilling in there.
She really fucking likes the bathroom.
She does.
Like she's in there all the time.
all the time. And for some reason, it seems like the lights in the bathroom always work.
And they seem brighter than everywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, how many shits can you take a day?
a lot.
That's
I agree with that.
A lot. I take at least 5 shits a day. I love pooping, dude. I'm
I
a
mean,
poopy boy.
I
I am on the record as a poopy boy.
I go into the bathroom 5 times a day. I'm not using the bathroom every.
You're not
single-
making.
I'm not. Oh God, I hate that term.
You have to make.
It's so. Oh no, no. Nobody ever has to make.
So she's locked in the bathroom.
So she's locked in the bathroom, and we see Shadow Mary taunting her and calling her a coward. Basically, Shadow Mary's just up there talking shit to her, just straight up.
Now, I'm sorry. Which one was Shadow Mary again? The veiled lady one or the actual shadow?
The veiled lady.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That's Shadow Man.
Shadowman. Yes.
Saul Shadowman. So yeah, basically she's talking shit to her, and then all of a sudden she decides that she can't. The veiled lady like isn't going in the bathroom, but she starts walking downstairs, and it says she waits basically till she can't see or hear her anymore. So you hear her walk down the stairs and like still kind of talking shit on her way down, and then it stops. And
She
then
be doing that a lot.
she do be doing that a lot.
She's just talking shit.
Like,
She's
literally.
a toxic motherfucker, man.
Like just
Oh, yeah.
straight shit talking the entire time. But yeah, so she goes downstairs. She can't hear or see her anymore. So she's like, all right, cool. Like maybe she fucked off.
I don't know why that was so funny to me, but it was. He's just fucked off.
But as so Mary goes downstairs, and as soon as she turns the corner, fucking Shadow Mary's there waiting for her, and just like immediately starts like busting her chops about stuff and calling her pathetic and a coward and all this shit.
Brent at work doesn't like you. He thinks you're annoying.
And you can tell Mary's
You
like,
have a narrow urethra.
what is this, King of the Hill?
God damn
You ready?
it.
Are we done here?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, cool. Yes, you can tell that Mary's like visibly shaken up at this point because she's like the camera's like all shaky and she's just like fuck you, bitch. She doesn't say that, but you can tell that like that's what she
She
wants
was
to
thinking
say.
it.
And then all of a sudden, she's instantly transported outside and is just in a body of water. Like she almost was like just poofed into like below water, and then she like resurfaces. And that's where the 8th episode ends.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So that, like all this shit just goes down real fast and real quick throughout the next like couple of videos that I'm going to talk about. So the next video is called Outside Inside. And the first thing that you see is her crawling out of the water, and then she passes out. And when she wakes up, she's like in this forest. And this is the first time that we've seen her outside of the house. She has no idea what's, she has no idea what's going on. She's just now outside for some reason. She just teleported outside. And then she's like looking around. She's just like, there's like a lot of fucking B-roll of her just like looking at water and running water and rocks and trees. And then she sees a bridge and she starts to walk towards it. Cue way more B-roll, which is really classic for Unfiction to just like have minutes of outside
Just stuff.
Got a pad for that ad time, man. That's what
Like,
it is.
Well, it's like this room does not exist. Like half of that is just B-roll, and you don't really figure out what it is until the end of it.
Yeah, pretty much. But this is where we hear the first reference to what she now refers to the outside as the garden.
The garden.
Yeah. And basically she's kind of having a good time. She's like, damn, like I'm outside now. What's going on? You can tell she just wants to keep walking forever. And then all of a sudden she is just fucking ripped out of the garden, right back into the house. We see Shadow Mary again. And that's where the episode ends. So these couple of videos are a little shorter, like on the 3-minute to 4-minute side, but like a
How's it
lot is
feel like?
happening.
How's it feel to hear the words 3 or 4 minutes as opposed to 20 to 30?
My blood sugar is rising.
From eating,
Probably from the
It's
Coke.
probably from the Coke you're drinking. Yeah.
Have you
Not the
taken your-
drug. I'm having a Coca-Cola.
Well, this will make you feel better because now I'm about to hit a 14-minute video.
Yes. Torture.
All right, so this is this is video 10, and it's called "Do Not Touch."
Don't touch
They
the
need
steppy.
14 minutes on. Like they spent 10 minutes on that with me in sex ed. I
Don't-
feel like
All you need is don't touch the steppy, and then
don't. Oh my god! I forgot about don't touch the steppy. Doug, we have to show you something later.
Okay.
We're not gonna make everyone listen to us watch a YouTube video.
Okay. All right, that's fair. All right, so "Do Not Touch" starts out with the words, "I made a terrible mistake," and basically, you see the darkness kind of like chasing her. I don't really
okay.
know how to describe this part that well, but
So the darkness was like the black veins, and it was basically just sucking all the light out from everything, right?
yep.
Okay.
So you start seeing like little flashes of it, like she's filming like little like blurbs of it, like in
Yeah.
the house. And then she's like, kind of like, she's like, come back, like where are you going, and like all this shit. Like she's like watching it like just go around. But then the phone starts ringing in the house, and she's like freaking out, and she runs downstairs, picks up the phone. She's like, hello. Obviously no one's on the line. And she like hangs it up, and she's like, it was too late. And then it rings again. and then there's like weird noises, like there's like this growl and a scream and like just shit like that, and it just keeps happening. So then you see her like for whatever reason she decides to go into the basement, and as she goes like the first couple of steps, the door just slams behind her. And she is like fucking tweaking because like you start seeing the darkness coming like up the hallway, like or the stairwell of the basement, and she's fucking like pounding on the door, and then like all of a sudden it just opens up and she like slams the door behind her, and she's like fucking tweaking at this point. Then the doorbell starts ringing.
Jesus Christ.
And it's just fucking like ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, like just over and over and over and over. And she's like at the door and she's like, I can't unlock the door. Like I'm here. Like just wait. Like I can't open the door for you. Like, please just like give me a second. Like basically pleading with the fucking doorbell to just be a real human.
I was going to make a Ring joke. I don't know who the CEO of Ring is, so I can't.
Jeff Bezos. They own Ring.
I guess I could just guess Jeff Bezos for half the things on Earth, and I'd be 50% right.
I don't know what.
I'm pretty sure they own
is,
Ring.
but either way, I thought we were talking about the movie at first, and I was like,
oh no, that explains the look on your face.
Yeah.
Like what?
But it's at this point that she realizes that the darkness is just messing with her, and it's very apparent. It's driving her like absolutely bonkers. And this whole video is basically just the darkness messing with her fucking mind. Because the next thing that happens is she puts her camera down for a second to like, I think go on her computer or like something like that. And then basically you just see like this super glitched out screen happen. And then the camera teleports across the room. And then you see her like go like, what the fuck? Like, where'd you go? And then she sees it and she starts walking towards it, teleports again. And she does this like 3 or 4 different times until she finally gets it and she like brings it back downstairs. And it's actually really funny because like it actually happens one more time, but she puts it down to like do something really quick and it jumps. And she's like, I should have known better than that. Like that one's on me. But then she ends up like figuring out a way to make it like a POV cam where she like tapes it to something or like puts it on her head or whatever.
Acquires a GoPro.
Yeah, she basically turns it into a GoPro now. Yeah, it's okay. So there's this one weird part that I forgot to mention, but you end up seeing the darkness in like full form for like a second or two.
Oh shit. What does it look like?
Imagine you're like, I don't know. I feel like every video game you ever play where like a portal opens up and it's just like kind of forms and then like opens.
It's like vapory and
it's just like
wispy,
a black like void portal is almost what it looks like.
Void portal.
But yeah, so finally she, once she gets that hands-free camera situation going on, all the lights just end up turning off in the house, and she kind of starts taunting the darkness. And then this part is so fucking creepy. I wish we could play the fucking audio for it right now, but because we're stupid.
Wait, I got an idea.
I also have an idea.
Future Doug, if you're able to put it in here.
I mean, okay.
There we go.
That wasn't the way I wanted to do that, but that's fine.
I could also just hook my phone up to the Roadcaster.
Well, here we are.
It's whatever. We'd have to go through, find the video and all that shit.
Let's not.
So it's just a really terrible fucking monster noise that
they
may
may have heard it. So
oh yeah,
if they're listening along and being a good listener.
No, I mean there's a possibility future you was able to edit that audio.
Mike's trying to make this sound smooth for us, and we are just steamrolling him, and this is very unfortunate. And we're sorry, everybody.
You're welcome that we're all here again, and this is what you have to deal with now.
The incompetence has gone up by 10% at least.
Yeah. So after the horrible noise that you may or may not have heard 20 seconds ago,
depending on memory.
Depending on how things work out. Basically, these little texts start popping up like every once in a while she's filming that it's just like shaming herself. Like I'm not perfect. Like I hate myself. Like all these like very like self-shame derogatory like sentences kind of pop up. Mm-hmm. And she is going into what is clearly an extreme mental breakdown. Like she has peaked at where she can handle this anymore.
Yeah, she's at a breaking point.
And then we get a shot of Shadow Mary. And this is the one that was really fucking creepy. And this is how they actually end this video. You see her fucking like crawling down the hallway, like straight up Ring Girl style. And then like once she gets like real close to the camera, her like face just pops up and it's like just a shot of her face. And then like you see her like lift the veil up. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. This is Perfect Mary.
Oh, this is the mirror?
Yeah, this is Perfect Mary, not Shadow Mary. She lifts that mask that she's wearing.
Yeah.
And then you see like this terrible like demon mouth underneath it, even though she looks perfectly normal everywhere else.
It's Melina.
Yeah. From Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Melina. I don't even know what I just
It's
heard.
milk.
I thought you said Moana for a second, but it like didn't register, and I was like,
You remember when she got that demon mouth
oh yeah,
from
absolutely.
the talking tree? Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a part of the movie. If you haven't seen it, well, now you don't have to.
Good.
But that's how they end that video, and it's really creepy. This whole video is actually just a roller coaster of emotions from a couple different of the antagonists in the series. But we move on to what I feel like that last video should have been titled, but video 11 is called Hide and Seek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either way. But this one is like, actually this one should be just called Mary or Shadow Mary just talks shit a whole lot. Because that's all it is. Basically Shadow Mary wants to play with Mary and basically tells her to run before she can catch her. So obviously Mary like tries to go, and so Shadow Mary says she knows all, or that Mary knows all of their names. She says their names. She doesn't mention anything else other than that. And then that deep down she's always known. And then Shadow Mary lunges at Mary. You get a ton of static, and then you hear Shadow Mary telling her that this is your home and that you belong here now, and that she's worthless, repulsive, and a nobody. And then that she'll never escape, and it doesn't matter where she hides, she'll like always be able to catch her. No matter what she does, Mary's fucked. Like straight up fucked.
On top of the mental breakdown that's currently happening, that's probably not too healthy for her.
And honestly, this all is starting to feel like one giant metaphor for Mary's mental health. And you're going to start seeing this a bit more as the episodes go on.
As it gets to the end, it's practically slapping you in the face with the
1000%. But the last video that I had was video 12, and it's called Check-In. So kind of similar to Jason's last video, is like daily health check-in.
Yeah.
We got the same kind of thing going on.
Hey, I'd have one kind of like that too.
Very nice, very cool, very very chic.
It's like she was planning on us splitting up these videos.
That's
exactly.
so weird.
She knew that three dudes somewhere down the line,
Yeah.
we're gonna be having a talk about this. And she's like,
That's called
19's perfect.
That's called forward thinking. We need more of that. in
Why
today's
only
world.
19 episodes? Because three dinguses from the Chicagoland area are going to talk about
me.
6 years
Well, why
later.
not 18? It's divisible by 3.
No! No! 19!
19 or nothing.
Anywho, getting back to where we were, video 12, check-in. So this one starts off and you see her just already outside. She's like sitting by a tree outside, and there's text on the screen and it says, "I think I've gotten better at living this way. I stay in the garden every night now." And then it cuts over to the house without Mary in it. And I love my note on this. It literally just says, "Shadow Mary's still on the same bullshit." But basically it's just Shadow Mary like in the house like looking for Mary. Yeah, just like being a creep by herself.
Where are you?
She's pulling a from Rick and Morty when it's like, you can run, but you can't hide. Well, why should we listen to him?
What if we can hide? He's just telling us
for
that.
trash cans.
And you're here. Damn it.
Yeah, but no, it's just kind of funny because like we get this like weird gap between the last video and this video where somehow she's figured out how to get to the garden when she needs to, considering that she says, "I stay here every night now." So like now she can sleep at night, which is nice for her considering night kind of sucks in that house.
Yeah. Night looks terrible over there.
The only problem with it is that even though she can get out there now, she keeps getting pulled back, and she, doesn't really have control over it. But when she is out in the garden, she says that she just walks and walks forever. Like it's just never ending. She just keeps going. And it's I don't know, more manageable for her now, is what it seems like. You can kind of seem that she's like coming to terms with what has happened and what she has to live with now. But then the video cuts back and forth from, inside the house to the garden. You can see that Shadow Mary is unable to enter the garden for some reason. Like she just can't go there. And then there seems to be a small amount of clarity that's happening now that she has the garden, but also this lack of her dealing with things, which is, just back to that mental health fucking allegory that we keep talking about.
Shadow Mary on that same bullshit.
Shadow Mary back on her bullshit. But the last thing that she says in this video is, oh, one more thing. I can see all of you now. Please talk to me. And then it put a link to her Twitter at the end of the video.
Oh, shit. So she's not alone on the internet anymore.
Apparently not. So we do get this like major breakthrough here. Like this is the video that I think that like really has everything start to do like this like 180.
Yeah.
But we'll listen to the other episodes via mic.
Yeah. I mean, I guess real quick, since we ended on Twitter, I'm going to briefly mention the Twitter real fast.
Stick to the script, bro.
You see, it doesn't say it right here. You're totally right. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I don't make the rules.
You're right. Okay. Well, no, I just wanted, because she's like, oh, we could talk on Twitter. If you look at her Twitter, she pretty much just gives like more detail into what's going on. Like it talks about like this rock that she found when she was in the garden, things like that. So if you want to explore the Twitter while you're watching the videos, fucking go for it. But you get a lot more detail out of the story by being on the Twitter. That's really all I wanted to touch on because it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But so, all right, fucking buckle in, everybody, because we're going through my shit, and you know the way I am. It's not going to be good. So, full disclosure.
Mike hasn't watched any of the videos.
None. No,
he has no idea.
Full
He's just making
disclosure.
The rest of the shit up.
I'm probably leaving out a couple details on accident because I pulled a Jason just watch mine, which I fucking shouldn't have with this one, but I did anyway, like a lazy fuck.
I tried not to, but
anyway, apologies.
sleep.
Yeah, I watched like 3 other ones.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, anyway, the 13th one we got here is called Collection. It's a shorter video where it's basically just her talking about her blog. She's got a Tumblr now that she's uploading a bunch of pictures to. She pretty much just says, there's just a bunch of text really on this video that just says like, the past doesn't matter anymore. I have the garden. That's all that matters. I don't even care about these uploads. I can show all of you everything that I found. So here it is basically. And she just links to the Tumblr. That's it essentially, which her Tumblr is full of like interesting, like, pictures and whatnot. She posts like these drawings that she finds and poems that she finds that she says she drew but she doesn't remember, or she wrote but doesn't remember writing them. And she's like, oh, I can't wait to cringe at this shitty poetry that I made. Well, there's a bunch on the Tumblr like that. The next video is called Intruder. And you know how this is gonna go is pretty much Shadow Mary's back on her bullshit.
I think we found the title of this episode.
Yeah, seriously.
So Mary's basically, she's pretty much being tortured by these entities at this point. She's getting ridiculed by Shadow Mary up the fucking wazoo, to where like all you constantly hear is just, you're worthless, you're ugly, you'll never be anything, no one loves you, they're not real. Like she says things like they're not real, things like that, over and over again to Mary. And it's just constant, like for a good chunk of this video is just her belittling Mary. Mary has a rock.
A little lamb.
A Mary lamb.
I could not do that.
That's why I looked up, because it was coming out. One of us, I just didn't know which.
Mary has that rock that I was talking about on the Twitter.
That's not how the nursery rhyme goes.
No, not at all.
Sure isn't.
Not at all. I'm
This is
remixing
the twisted
it.
version.
Yeah.
But she has this rock, and she has it in her hands. And then it shows her with the rock, and the rock in her hand just kind of disappears. Very, very weird.
Sleight of hand genius.
She's a magician. David Copperfield, watch your fucking back. There's a lady in white that she mentions. I saw the lady in white again. and she's like following her through the garden, and she's like, "Hey, fucking focus up, sweetie. Look at me, because Lady in White's just like ignoring her the whole fucking time. And then she finally gets up to the Lady in White, and she's like covering her face from Mary. And then she starts like showing like one eye at a time, and Mary's like, "Are you gonna say anything to me?"
That's where that clip is from?
Yeah. And she's like,
literally the very first clip of this entire series you see is Mary when she says, "Hi, I'm Mary." You see in the background someone shifting like between their. I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
but like she's not like saying anything. And you even see the woman like trying to talk, but no words are coming out. She's just like lipping everything. And Mary's even like, "Yeah, I can't read lips, dude. Sorry." Like,
it's
say
really funny
something.
because I can't either. But
I
if you
could make
watch
out
the
some
video,
of it
you
that she
can
was
like
saying.
actually like really fucking tell what she's
Yeah,
saying.
she was saying.
Huh.
I saw her at one point say, "Mary, we're here. Are you okay, Mary? Like, can you hear us?" Like, you can kind of see her. She's
She
lipping
says,
it very
like,
well.
Like, you need to get out of there.
Yeah, she's lipping it very well. And then at the end, she's like screaming, and she's screaming like, "Mary, like get out, Mary," like over and over, but you can't hear it. And Mary's just like, fuck this, and just walks away.
Yeah.
She's, "I'm not getting anywhere with this." So now Mary's just kind of walking through the field, the garden. She's like, which, in my defense, the garden just looks like a goddamn field. It's just a forest.
It's just outside of the house.
Yeah. But she's walking through the garden.
It is
again.
the outside.
Yeah. She's walking through the garden, and she falls. She trips. She's like, "Oof, owie, ooh, ah."
ooh.
And then she gets back up, and then she shows her walking some more, and then she trips again, and then she just starts vomiting, just blah, 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 blah. And then that's how the video ends.
So she got drunk real quick.
Apparently,
Oh, okay.
Drunk.
the next video is called Rain. So here,
Is that okay?
so here we have fucking Shadow Mary back on her bullshit,
Yes.
tormenting Mary again. Like, she's chasing her. This just goes right off the rip. Fucking Shadow Mary's just booking it at her. She's running. She's sprinting the fuck away from her and everything. And then she gets into a room. I think it's the bedroom that the bathroom's connected to. And Shadow Mary just stops chasing her and is just standing there. And Mary's like, what the fuck? And she's just kind of like watching her and everything.
The fuck?
And yeah. And she's like, "Hey," like she's like trying to get her attention, like, "Hey."
Hey,
Like she's like, "Catch it. Come here. Let me. Hey, come on." Hey. And Shadow Mare is just standing there, like, want nothing to do with her. And she's like, "I'm over here. Hey, come on."
did she try a squeaky toy?
Kind of.
She pull out a treat.
Hey, girl.
Have a little shadow bone.
But nothing works. So like, she like tries to like sneak past Shadow Mary. She's like, "Oh, okay." She just got tired, I guess. I don't fucking know.
She's asleep now.
Yeah, so she goes to sneak past Shadow Mary, and she goes to leave, and then right before she can leave, Shadow Mary grabs her, and kind of like shoves her, I guess you could say, out the doorway, and then she gets thrown through the doorway, and then just gets transported back to the garden.
I can't wait until we have video.
I know. I was
cannot
literally just
wait.
thinking that.
Oh,
But
man.
she's back in the garden now. And then we get text that says that something is wrong with the garden. The weather is changing, and it's showing like the weather is all rainy and murky and stormy.
Audible gasp.
She's finding old things, you know. Just some old shit.
There's antiques there now.
Yeah, well, she finds like a rusted car and stuff. She finds she's like, there are abandoned areas, and she finds this like tunnel that she's like about to go through. And like she goes in the tunnel. She's like, "Hello, fucking anyone here?" She's like, "This isn't my tunnel. This isn't my bridge. Like, I don't know what this place is." And
This
it's
ain't
like,
my bridge.
yeah, it's like, you don't own tunnels, lady. So then it cuts, and we're back at her house, and she's like sitting. She's just like sitting against the wall, and she like pulls her like sleeve up on her arm, and she's like looking at her arm, and you see like those like shadowy veins like
Oh,
go
the darkness.
go on her arm, and she's like, "No, thank you." Puts her sleeve back down, and then
So I think this, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I think in one of the videos that you have, could have been mine. I can't remember now.
Maybe.
you see the darkness actually shoot onto her.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But
I just don't. I
we
wasn't
get-
sure if you mentioned it.
I will later. That's in a later one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's in one of the end ones.
Oh, I thought that was after that happened.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
But then we see like this like shadowy thing like attack her, kind of like shadows are like big in this one, like that shadowy figure that
Yeah.
we've been seeing a lot. That one's in this one. It doesn't like attack her.
That one just like kind of follows her.
Yeah, but
It's like a
it
dog.
shows her like it like really giant in this video.
Oh.
And she's like, "You weren't that big before. What's going on?" And then like,
What you doing up there?
"What you eating?" But now it shows her like it cuts back to her like showing like looking at the arm again, and like it goes to do it again and everything, and just cuts immediately away again. And then it cuts right back to her in the house being fucking chased by Shadow her. And then she just runs right back into the garden where now it's like snowing. And she's like, "Fuck, it's so cold out here now. What the fuck?"
Midwest?
But yeah, we go like all over the fucking map on this one. It's very weird.
Yeah, that touched on a lot of fucking tropes.
Was that your 30-minute one?
No.
That was the shortest one.
Yeah. The next video is gone, girl. Mary is avoiding the demon again.
Immediate to reading.
He's like, I'm uncomfortable, start reading.
Mary is like bobbing and weaving this fucking demon Mary, fucking Shadow Mary again. When she comes across the computer, and she's like going on the computer, she's like, "Oh, dude," like looking on her computer all frantic, and like all of her Twitter followers are just gone. No one's there anymore.
Where they is?
And the where they is indeed, Doug.
Where that is.
Where them go?
And Shadow, where them go? Shadow Mary is like above her, like as she's checking her Twitter account, and she's just belittling her some more, like the honor bullshit once
Yep,
again.
yep.
On her bullshit.
Yeah.
Is that a new shirt? We're just gonna have Shadow Mary.
Shadow
just
Mary
back
on her
in the
bullshit.
Back on her bullshit.
If it keeps coming back, which I have a very strong feeling it will.
This is also when it gets a little. This is an uncomfortable one to watch.
I'm guessing it's
so
even more uncomfortable to describe.
Slight trigger warning, I will say.
Slight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mary tries to escape to the garden, but it's not working. Like she's going to open doors, but it's not working. And all this time, she's being chased by Shadow Mary. So she's like running away from Shadow Mary, who's like screaming at her and like doing all these monstery screams at her and everything. She's opening the fuck, runs over another door, tries to open it. Fuck, trying to look for this garden. Nothing fucking works. So fucking Shadow Mary catches up to Mary and just beats the ever-loving shit out of her. I'm talking just punching the fuck out of her. She's bleeding and everything. The Shadow Mary hucks her down into the basement. And fucking Mary's like trying to crawl out of the basement. And fucking Shadow Mary's just like right over her, just like, "You big dingus, like what are you doing here?" Drags her back down. She's like slamming her head into the fucking stairs. And there's a point where like she like takes her hand and like breaks her hand.
Fucking hell.
And yeah, it's fucking rough, man. And at the end of the video, it's just Mary's just in a fucking the fetal position, just crying.
It's a bad day to be a homeowner.
Fucking awful. Yeah, that property value went way down, man. And in this economy,
Yeah.
Just gonna have to fix those stairs.
you're gonna have to get some Nerf stairs.
Nerf stairs. Just foam everything.
Yeah, but fuck, man, it was a brutal one to watch. It was very uncomfortable. The next video is called "Last 8 Months," so kind of an update.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure from that video to that video, there's like a huge gap.
8-month gap. Yes. So
would make
in,
sense.
It
yes.
does.
In this video, we see that the Shadow Mary seems to have Mary kind of like under her control a little bit. Like she has her by like the throat, like during a lot of this.
God.
And Mary is talking about how this is her last video. She's like upstairs, like brushing her hair, and just a fuckload of her hair just comes out. She pulls a tooth out of her fucking mouth.
Do you have her mailing address?
Mike's
And
got a
I should get it.
boner.
I should
Yeah.
get it. But like, she's
can you
going.
imagine? Sorry to cut you up, but can you imagine if we had the Hiimmarymary tooth?
Oh, hi, I'm Mary. If you're listening to this, send me that tooth. I will love you eternally.
I'm gonna have to make some Twitter DMs.
Yeah,
real
right.
quick.
Also, we're not weirdos. I mean, we are, but not in that
I'm
way.
a big pervert. So,
Well,
I need your tooth, Mary.
but like she's basically given up at this point. Unfortunately, like she has been going crazy from all these spirits. Like it shows like a fucking like imagine like an 80s Top Gun montage of just all these spirits like torturing her. Essentially, like it shows like
You're gonna need a montage.
Thank you.
Did we just do that like simultaneously?
Yes, on fucking point.
It shows like Pretty Mary like just laughing at her constantly. She's just like weeping.
she does.
She's just weeping in the fetal position. It shows the shadow one like kind of lingering over her. It shows
Stabbing her. Just
honestly, pretty much should have been. It shows fucking Shadow Mary just belittling her some more, like beating her up some more and shit. She's fucking done, man. Like she's defeated.
She done. Put a fork in her.
Yeah. And that takes us to our last video. Another trigger warning on this bad boy here. This one's called something that I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of. Anagnorisis? Agnorisis.
is it Anagnorisis?
Yes.
Anagnorisis.
Sure. So Mary
Anagnorisis.
wants all this to just end now. She's
You know how
done.
hard it is to every time you say Mary not say had a little lamb.
She had a little lamb.
For some reason, it just sounds right coming out of your mouth.
It does. The entire episode is just is Mike in different inflections, like he's saying a sentence, but just Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had.
Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
All right, we've got all
we
the
covered them
iterations.
all.
Sweet. I just had to get there.
She's gonna finish this shit. Mary, she's done. She says in like the thing, she's like, I'm gonna finish it. Like this is done. I'm tired of this. I'm done. And she pulls out like a butcher's knife from the kitchen, and then she kind of just puts it back, which is weird. But I think it's just so she's like, I'll get there eventually, and puts it back. But she checks the Twitter and has 0 followers still. Mary, Mary goes up to the Shadow Mary and is like, all right, I'm done here, man. I'm tired. Just finish me, man. I'm tired. Take me out. And Shadow Mary's like, nope, can't do it. I won't do it. I'm not strong enough. I don't got that kind of power. And she's like, so what? Do I have to do it? And Shadow Mary's like, yep, you can do it. And Mary's like, all right, well, can you at least help me? And Shadow Mary's like, yeah, I can help you. So then
What the fuck?
it goes to that room where all those where she makes a Christmas tree of herself.
Oh yeah.
She goes in that room and she's in the middle of it. Shadow Mary is on like the side by the door, just kind of like lungering over her, like, God, do it. And she's got that butcher's knife. And she's pretty much ready to kill herself. And that's why I said trigger warning.
Yep.
So
We'll write another check.
yeah, the entire time that yeah, right. The entire time that she's like getting ready to do this, and it's like a long fucking thing. Like this is the long one. This is like 39 minutes long. A solid like 4 minutes is her just like fucking sitting there while like Shadow
Like
Mary
hyping herself up.
yeah, while Shadow Mary talks shit to her, and she's like ready to fucking do it. And there's a point where like Shadow Mary's like, they don't even like you anyway, so it doesn't matter. And Shadow Mary's talking about like the Twitter people, and Mary's like, oh, I thought you said that they weren't real. I thought you said the Twitter people weren't real. And Shadow Mary's like, you're dumb, you're ugly, do it, let's do it, come on. Like kind of changes the subject. And then you hear Mary's like, you hear like notifications from Mary's laptop just going fucking crazy, just bing, 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 bing. And
Almost TMZ'd yourself there.
I almost did. I almost fucking did.
TMZ's got the scoop today.
Yeah.
Shadow Mary back on her bullshit.
It's at this point that Mary realizes that the Shadow Mary's a liar.
What?
That's wild. Apparently everything that she was saying is fake. That's nuts. No one saw that coming from a demon lady. So she's like in the living room, like checking the computer, and she's like, why are you telling me no one cares about me? People care about me. Look, what do you gotta say for yourself? You've been lying to me this whole time. And fucking like Shadow Mary's just like standing there doing her like convulsing thing, just standing there. And she's like, answer me. Why are you being such a jerk? And then fucking Shadow Mary just dips. Like it's just like,
Bye.
you gotta go, and just like hightails it out into the other room. And she like chases the Shadow Mary like around the house. She's like, no, we're not done here. Get back here. Like fucking
stark contrast from the beginning.
Exactly.
Of the
She like
series.
found a little bit of confidence. She's like, get the fuck back here. And then when she finds Shadow Mary, she opens the door to where she went, and then she's back in the garden. And we haven't seen the garden in a hot ass minute at this point. The last time we did, it was all snowy, and we didn't touch on that. She never went out there when it was snowy. So we don't really know what's going on with the garden at this point. So she's walking through the garden now, and she's been walking for a fuckload, and she keeps seeing that like black mass, like that vapory darkness. Yeah, it keeps popping up. Like she'll be walking by, she's like, "The fuck was that?" And it would just like disappear, and then you'll see it like, vroom, like fly down a trail. So, she keeps seeing it. She follows it. And she confronts it, and as it keeps running away from her, she finally like locks it down. And she's like, "Hey, like, what the fuck? What are you? Like, what's going on here?" And she's like, "Can you even talk to me? Can you even hear me?
Do you
I don't
have
know."
a mouth?
Yeah. So she's like, and it's like flaring kind of. So she's like, "All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to be yes and no questions. Flare once for no, twice for yes. Do you understand me?" And it's like, boom, yes. And then I couldn't hear what she was asking because I'm not going to lie. When she's in the garden, girl, you gotta pump that audio up because shit's trash. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
It's just wind.
I was upstairs by my fucking sound bar with my ear against it. I could not hear what she was asking this fucking thing. So all I know that she did ask it, was if this mass is like any of the other monsters, and it doesn't really answer. It kind of just like flies away from her again. But you kind of get the epiphany that this thing is unique. It's not like Shadow Mary or Pretty Mary or Shadow Man. It's its own thing. So she starts to hear, she's walking around now because she loses the shadow thing and like hightails it away from her. So she's just walking aimlessly through the woods, and she starts hearing like these voices in the woods that kind of sound like they're taunting her a little bit, and she has no idea where they're coming from, but she's just like fucking fed up with it. She's like, "Oh, fuck off. Like, just leave me alone. Like, show yourself at least if you're going to taunt me. Like, come the fuck out here. Like, face me." Like, she's getting cocky in this garden.
Huh.
Yeah. It pans back to her. It flashes again to her just walking more through the garden. She's like, "I'm fucking lost. Like, I don't know where I'm at. I've never seen this part of the garden before. It's just never ending." And then she stumbles across that black mass again, that darkness. And she's like, "I don't even know if you can hear me, but I need someone to talk to. You're here, so I'm just going to fucking talk to you." And she tells the darkness like her entire story. Like, it cuts to her just at the end, just like, and that's when I found out she was lying to me the whole time. So like, she just info dumped on this fucking dark shadowy
Probably
mass.
wondering, wow, I got here.
Yeah. She like tells it that she like makes a reference that the more she like loses her emotions, like the more she like loses control of herself, the more weird shit starts to happen around like the house and the garden. She tells the mass that she needs help. She needs friends. And she's like, "I need the people from like Twitter. I need like someone to talk to. I need help. And I know there's help out there for me." She asked the darkness one more question. "Will it help me? Or will you help me?" And again, it doesn't really answer her. She's just like, "All right, fuck you." So she goes to walk away, and then it turns around. She turns around, and then the black mass just like leaps at her and lunges on her and kind of just like engulfs her. It's at this point that we get this like montage of all the entities that have been like torturing her again, like, and it's like super surreal, like fucked up. She's in this like void of darkness, and she's even like, "Please make this stop. Like, this sucks. I don't want to see this anymore." Yeah. And then you hear like someone like faintly start talking, and it's very quiet, and it starts getting louder and louder. And this voice is telling her like, "Hey, it's okay. We're all here for you. We're here for help. I'm going to get you out of here." And the whole time it's talking, like, she's kind of like inside the darkness. Like, you see like tentacly, like veiny waves, like all over. And you see this like one little bright light that's like the thing talking to her.
Yeah.
And the light's like, "All right, just breathe. We're going to get you out of here. Okay." And she's like, "All right, ready? Here we go." And then it like just kind of like flashes white. And then she's just standing at a different part of the garden in front of that white lady again. And the lady in white tells her, like, she's like, "Mary, you're a lot more powerful than you think you are. you can shape this world and make it however you want. You just gotta, focus that energy and, believe in yourself, basically. But you made this world. You can do whatever you want with it.
Cue pep talk that you tell people.
Yeah.
Before the big game.
Exactly. This is pretty much when in the Doom movie, when he takes the shot and then it goes first person, he's just shooting shit up.
Yeah.
That's this. So get ready. Here we go.
I rewatched that scene, by the way. It was on TV at work, and I'm just like, oh.
It's not great, but it's great.
I love that
fucking
movie,
much.
but it's it's so bad.
Fun fact that gun,
The BFG.
it's hand drawn in. So
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Hand drawn.
Huh.
Well, it's like digital, but I mean it's a hand drawn gun they put into the computer and they put it on top of the camera.
Oh.
So it's never actually in the frame. They just put it on top of it. Anyway, so Mary now figures out that she has control of the darkness. The lady in white basically said, like, you and the darkness are one and the same, pretty much. Like, that's you. Like, you can control that thing. You just got to figure out how. Mary's like, how the fuck do I do that? And the lady in white's like, I don't fucking know. You tell me.
I just told you, you
like,
have to figure it out.
She's like, you fucking figure it out. This is Diluti. She's like, I'll help you out as much as I can. But like that's on you. I know as much as you do at this point, but I'm here for you as much as I can be. So, Mary figures out, that she can, like, I don't know. She can use the darkness to leave the house. Like, she's kind of told that by the lady in white. So the lady in white,
it is like drinking.
kind of, yeah. So
Okay.
the lady in white's basically like, you have all this power now, bye. And then it flashes back to her in that spot in the garden where she got lost in, that the darkness like engulfed her in.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, okay, so I got to figure out how to use this power now. And then she like snaps her fingers and like the camera glitches. And she's like, fuck yeah. So she like snaps both her fingers and the camera glitches even more. And then she straight up just like takes both her hands in the air and just rips a hole
In time and space.
space. And she's back in the fucking house.
Cue Doctor Who theme song.
Yeah. She's and then at this point, she's like cocky like you would if you just found out you had superpowers. She opens up that basement and just fucking goes down there. And fucking Shadow Lady's down there. She's trying to belittle her.
Come here, you little bitch.
Yeah, Shadow Mary's like, oh, look who it is. It's the old ugly lady's back at it. And Mary's just like, fuck off. And she's like, get out of my house. And just like put her hands up. She's like, get the fuck out of my house.
Emperor
She
Palpatine.
straight up force lightnings her. Straight fucking up. And she's like, get out of my house. Get out of my the power of Christ.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And then you see like the darkness like engulf like Shadow Mary and Mary as well. And then it shows us like pans of the house where like those like shadowy veins are like taking over the house, and then it slowly like crawls back into the basement. And you hear like Shadow Mary like whispering like, you're a nothing, you're ugly, you're dumb, you're not perfect, you're ugly, you're so stupid. And then the whispers just like fade to nothing. And then we just see Mary, she defeats Shadow Mary and then just kind of passes out. And then she wakes up and everything seems pretty dang normal again. She walks up the stairs of the basement. She opens the door, and that little rock from earlier that disappeared is there. She's like, "Oh, hey, buddy!" Because in Twitter, on the Twitter, she describes how she found that rock. She wanted to take it home as an experiment because she like found some sticks in the garden that she liked, and she brought them back, and they disappeared. So she's
Not
like,
my favorite fucking
Yeah.
stick, bro.
Finley
Yeah.
would be pissed.
So she's like, I'm gonna take this rock. I'm never gonna let go of it. We're gonna see if it stays with me. And then she like drops it, or not drops it, she puts it down in one of the videos, that one from earlier, and that's when it disappears. So if she's not holding on to it, it disappears. So she sees this rock up there that she's not holding. She's like, hey, shit's all right. There's rocks here.
Rocks aren't.
She's gonna find a stick somewhere in the house and be like, "Oh
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, right.
There's
So-
like thousands of them in the bedroom because she kept trying to bring them inside. Bye bye.
pretty much yeah, right. We pretty much confirm at this point that Mary can leave the house. It ends with the front door open.
Fuck yeah.
So
Good job,
we
Mary.
have one last video called Goodbye. I thought that was the last video. I was wrong, but this one's just called Goodbye.
The last video is the last video.
Yeah. The last video is the last video. So it's Mary. It starts with Mary just kind of doing some like household stuff. Like she's getting changed. She's like humming and she seems all like joyful. She's combing her hair, brushing her hair.
The motion you just did made me think she was brushing her tits.
Yeah, she's just brushing her titty.
What?
She's laughing. She's smiling. She's all giddy. She puts on her shoes and she's getting ready to leave the house. And then there's a point where she's like in the bathroom and we see pretty Mary in the mirror just laughing at her. Just maniacal, as she does, just laughing at her. And then she just glitches away. And Mary's just staring at the mirror like, okay. And then she it cuts away, and then it shows her sitting on one of the couches, and there's the Shadow Man is there, and she's like taps on the fucking couch for it to come sit by her, and it sits by her, and she mentions something to it like she's consoling it, like, hey, it's gonna be okay, it could be worse, buddy, and it like turns white and then disappears. It cuts to her being outside, and she's got that rock in her hand. She's like, I'm not sure if I went about this the right way, but like, I'm much happier now, and I feel better than I did before. Like, I feel better than I did yesterday, which is a big step forward. Mary's like thanking her followers and all the people that care about her that have been there for her, even when she, isolated herself. She says, she's like, oh, you know what? I know that Shadow Mary will be back. And when she does come back, I'll be ready for her. It's only a matter of time. But I'm ready for her when she gets here. And then she mentions how, I want to thank my followers and people that are there for me. If you guys have your own, problems like this that are going on, like you need to fight, I'll be there with you when you're fighting. Like we can get through this. And it ends on a note of Mary leaving the house. She's putting on her boots. She's got a backpack and she goes to leave the house. Before she does, she turns the camera to her face. So we see Mary's face. And she just says goodbye. And as she says goodbye, the darkness, like the veins kind of take over her face for like a split second. It glitches and she's good.
It's like
Gone.
a good 0.2 of a second that you see the veins just
what a stark contrast, because we start the first video where she says, I won't show my face, I'm shy. And now she reveals her face.
I wonder why. And so I know we have...
That's Hi, I'm Mary.
That is
that
all
is,
19 videos explained to you from the three dumbest people you could possibly imagine.
Yes, and
100%.
Probably left out a lot of detail. I know I did because I remembered it as I was talking.
That's kind of what happened to me too.
As is tradition, this is a video medium that we are trying to portray
audibly
with our face words.
audio,
face words,
with our throat noises.
Can I just say real quick, because I had this epiphany, I know we were all talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
But is it called Hi, I'm Mary? Because she's like, yeah, I'm the most Mary that there is. Because there's... That's where I was going at, because there's...
I think I know why it's called Hi, I'm Mary.
Okay, well, because my thought was because there's I'm gonna
no, that's fine. That's fine.
Let me get it out, and then you get your thing out.
Okay,
because I have a whole thing.
Can we all get our things out?
Yeah,
just put them on the table.
All right, glad we did
but
that.
there's Pretty Mary, which is the one that's like supposed to be like pretty and like perfect. It's supposed to be like what she wants to see. Like she wants to see this pretty perfect Mary. There's Shadow Mary, which is just always kicking her and keeping her down. That's her like depressed side. There's the Shadow Man, which again is like isolation and things like that. I think these guys are supposed to be called like Pretty Mary and Shadow Mary because those are her.
Yes.
But she's saying, I am the Mary. I am Mary.
Yeah, I'm Mary. I'm not Shadow Mary. I'm not Beauty Mary.
I am Mary.
So it's funny that you bring that up. So there is a YouTube channel. If you search Matt Pat, you'll find it. And
a game theory.
Basically, he does a video all about this series, and he goes over like what everything represents. And I had the same feeling while watching it. Like this represents that, and this whatever. But this is kind of what he said. Basically, what he thinks is that the veiled lady, or Shadow Mary, represents Mary's anxiety. She harms Mary and is the only known character who can communicate with her. She seems to be the ringleader and by far the most dangerous. So I could definitely see that being her anxiety, just beating the ever-living piss out of her.
Or self-harm, things like that.
Oh, self-harm for sure. The Shadow Man, apparently that represents Mary's regret because it's following her around the house. It's never like it's always following her.
It's just lumbering over her.
Pretty much. It's just kind of like holding her back, kind of like a weight on her. The darkness is kind of according to MatPat, it was the abyss that Mary's like slowly slipping into. And then the lady in white. Beauty is obviously what Mary wants to look like. Oh yeah, it represents self-loathing. So she absolutely hates everything about herself right now, which is why when she looks in the mirror, she sees this cackling, taunting.
It's a chatty
visage of
bitch
herself.
that's making fun of her.
Exactly, pretty much. And then lastly, you get the lady in white, and she's only in the garden. She's never shown her face.
She shows her face at the end, I think.
At the very end,
you get like
end,
a cut in a montage of her face.
Yeah, she only mouths things to her. And I think she's supposed to represent like all of the like supportive forces in her life.
Oh, 100%.
The garden is representing drug addiction.
I was about to say, for me, the garden represented like her like anxiety medication, or
Dependence
something like
on
that.
something to help her,
Yeah.
like to give her a break from this fucking mental onslaught that she's going through. That's what he said.
No, yeah, I mean it all makes sense.
It all
like,
adds up.
Yeah, and like you could probably say that the garden could be like a multitude of things, but like
Yeah.
I think the main thing the garden portrays, just me personally, is just her willingness to not deal with her mental health
An
issues.
escape.
Yeah.
So
Whatever
whether
that
it be,
might be.
drugs, whatever it could be, like there's really no they never allude to drugs in any way, shape, or
No.
form.
No.
Really,
That's the point of
but-
symbolism.
It definitely like a lot of the like points of the things that I watched definitely fucking remind me of drug addiction, especially with like when Mike was talking about Shadow Mary like chasing her around the house, and especially when they were having the conversation about how like, oh no, you have to kill you, I can't kill you.
Yeah,
That screamed drugs to me.
that's a great point. Actually, I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, so like I'm kind of leaning towards Mary going through like a drug addiction, and like this house representing everything that's just beating the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
The garden representing her reprieve while using drugs, and the lady in white is kind of representing like her escape and like the
Your
whoever
supportive
around her.
community.
Exactly. They won't come to you unless you ask for it, which is why she can't hear what they're saying without her engaging first. And then the darkness only shows up because it's very, very, very easy to slip back into old habits while you're trying to change them.
No, that makes
That's her
sense.
heroin powers, giving her super mega strength.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah. I mean, it's very obvious that this whole story was a metaphor again for some sort of depression.
Yeah,
issue,
I mean,
some mental
1000%.
some mental health problems. Yeah, 1,000%. Like it's from the rip, it's pretty damn obvious, but
Yeah.
it's still a fun story.
It was.
Yeah, no, it was good. The ending, like the very last video, in my personal opinion, was kind of lackluster.
The goodbye one, or
Yeah.
the
It was,
I didn't get to see it. I saw it a long
I was
fucking
kind
time
of okay
ago,
with
but-
it personally. Just because it could have dragged out a little bit more because she was really just like, hey, pretty Mary, zap, you're gone. Hey, Shadow Man, zap, you're gone.
Yep.
If she would have
Nope.
taken her time with each one, I could see that being a bit more.
Does this
satisfying,
not
but-
give off very strong post-content vibes?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's pretty much the damn same story.
It's the same exact story. It might be a different situation they're talking about, but even at the very end of post-content, he's like, zap, zap. Like, oh, you're in the box. You're
Back
in
to
the-
reality now.
Yeah.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, look at that. 2 Eminem references today. Well, boys, real or fake?
Really?
1, 2, 3, real.
Real.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
no,
you
but
know-
I have. I did you guys end up watching her Q&A?
No, I didn't get to watch. I fell the fuck asleep.
I was.
It was 49 minutes, and honestly, she gave very little information on what things actually meant. She read a couple questions, that was like, she was like addressing the theories surrounding it, and she's like, I'm not going to tell you guys that you're wrong or that you're right.
Just keep
I
in
think
the
we
mystery.
all are supposed to experience what this story means in our own way.
Yeah.
I don't like that about her.
Well, she's just
I feel
keeping
like
it
that was a
mystery.
big old cop out, but it seemed like she really just wanted to make a spooky story.
Oh, yeah.
That did have an underlying mental health theme, and that was really it.
It's phenomenally done. She did a fan-fucking-tastic job
Yeah.
with
And
it.
she had to do it all by herself, I have
Right.
to assume.
Yeah. Speaking of, she had some help, I believe. I didn't watch too much, but you can find behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, I did
okay.
see
She
a
has
blog about that.
She's had a little bit of help.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's her actual Twitter, like the creator is on Twitter is at _K_dot. And she recently got 100K subs on YouTube. And she posted about that on her Twitter. And she's pretty cool on Twitter. She's a neat Twitter person.
Because you researched her Twitter.
Yeah, I did. She has a fuckload of behind the scenes videos on there, and also a video of a live stream that she did, which may have been the one that you were talking about. She also has a second channel on YouTube that she does horror on. It's pretty cool. If you just search it on YouTube, you cannot find it. The channel is just a lowercase k with a period, and if you put that in,
okay.
you don't get it. But she has it linked in her like Twitter and everything, so you can find it through there. There's some pretty good stuff on there. She definitely does horror quite well. It's a bunch of short,
check that out.
it's a bunch of short stuff, but really well done.
Hell yeah. Well, shit,
Yeah,
guys.
and you know, if you if you have need people to talk to, everyone needs help. So call a friend,
Yes.
say hi, talk to
Suicide
someone.
prevention hotline is fantastic at
Yep.
this exact thing.
Yep. So if you need help, don't be afraid to say I need help. That's just how it goes. Life is hard and it can be rough for everybody. So
There's almost 9 billion of us on this fucking
yeah.
planet. 1 or 2 people will be able to lend you an ear. I promise.
You are loved, even
Yeah.
if you don't think you are. Yep. Linktree.com/DeludiePod.
There it is.
You can find us on all our socials at DeludiePod, or Don't Look Under the Internet on Facebook, but Twitter and Instagram are at DeludiePod. YouTube is Don't Look Under the Internet. It's been busting. It's been busting.
It has.
We say
Yeah.
that, but if you look at them, they only got like 25, 30 views. But to
Hey,
us,
that's exciting
busting.
to
We
us.
used to only get like 8 to
yeah.
11
Every
and
month.
Now we're
Yeah.
getting about like roughly 40 to 50 on
Yeah,
them. So
it's
like that's
bussin'.
good. We're very close to breaking 10,000 views
Yeah.
across our videos
We're
on
doing it.
YouTube. Like, comment, smash that
Bell.
button. Go.
Buymeacoffee.com/DeludiePod, but let's be real, you're gonna be buying us booze.
It's beer.
Patreon.com/DeludiePod.
milk.
we're
Deludie Pod. It's just milk.
it's just milk.
It's only milk.
We're getting back into it for all of you guys. We have some bonus episodes ready for you guys. We're about to record an SCP. So we got some shit ready for you guys that are subbing to the Patreon. We appreciate that you stuck around with us, and you know what? The rewards are a coming.
Man, we're gonna put out some fucking bangers for
Yes,
y'all.
merch,
yeah.
merch can be in the link tree because the URL for that's way too hard.
I think I touched on this before, but you're gonna start seeing things disappear from the store. So act now before the logos and things
Version
you like
1.
are gone.
Yeah, so we're going into the summer of
Me too.
Deludie. The
Yeah.
summer of Deludie.
Summer of Deludie.
We're doing hot Deludie boy shit.
Yeah. I think I got it all. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I'm the wrong person to ask. I've been out of the fucking loop for a
Discord.
month.
Discord. Go into our Discord. The link for that is in all of our bios and also in the link tree as well. Just go to the fucking link tree, man. Everything's in the link tree.
Literally everything.
Linktree.com/DeludiePod. Give us a text on our Google phone number 630-909-9366. Send us a text or a voicemail. If you send us a voicemail, we'll play it on the show. We got a couple that we want to figure out how to get to play on the show, but right now it's not the time for that because we're trying to
learning a
figure
new
all this shit out.
program.
Yeah.
Give us some
So
time.
630-909-9366. That is 630 93.
No.
You sound like the Sting from Tide commercials. Cool. Thanks, boys. As always, kiss your tooth goodnight and then kiss your grandma.
Okay.
Here, I got this. I'll let
Take your grandma's
you be
dentures
last,
out of her
Jason.
mouth.
You've got-
Take
you've
your
got-
grandma's dentures out of her mouth and then put them in your mouth and kiss.
Cheers.
I'm gonna give you guys just a slap your pains and beans together. It's wholesome,
Nice, simple.
nice and simple.
I guess it's the one thing that I always tell everybody about everything ever is to stay fucking paranoid, but especially of the house you live in, especially of the room you sleep in.
Oh, fuck.
And especially of all the little dark corners that you can't see all of the time.
You know what I just realized?
Check under your bed.
This whole thing is about, oh, this looks like my parents' house, but it's a weird copy and I'm locked in. I bought my parents' house and I'm in it.
What have you
Jim
done?
Halpert, everyone.
Oh, God, I'm going to die in this house.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Don't look under the internet.